The Minutemen, the great protectors of the Commonwealth, to fallen soldiers, to back to being the protectors of the Commonwealth. The Minutemen want nothing more than protection of the people of the Commonwealth, no matter what the cost. They will do anything and everything in their power to protect and serve, and even try to provide for the people of the Commonwealth and Boston. However, I'm getting ahead of myself. The Minutemen were once a strong, powerful, mostly peaceful and highly respected group/faction within the Commonwealth before they fell from such a high place due to betrayal from inside the Minutemen, attacks from other factions such as Raiders and Gunners, and many other chaotic decisions within the Minutemen leading them to fall. All that being said, if you find and then choose to help the Minutemen rebuild throughout Fallout 4, their goal remains the same as it was before they were destroyed, before they were reduced to nothing more than around 6 soldiers. Their goal remains to simply protect, preserve, provide, and serve the people of the Commonwealth. This time around, they only have one new motive, and that is to stay as one consistent unit that works together and stays as one, to ensure the safety of the people of the Commonwealth through staying as one faction, endlessly hoping that this time they will not be betrayed from the inside, that this time they will not be overrun, that this time they will truly fulfill the duties that the Minutemen wanted to fulfill and protect, serve, and help the people of the Commonwealth. If you continue to help them throughout the game, you become their leader, and therefore get to choose which out of the 2 main factions in the game are at the highest risk to the people of the Commonwealth. Once this happens, the Minutemen will take care of whoever they deem to be the Commonwealth's evil, or maybe even both of the main factions if you choose to deem them as both evil towards the people and citizens of the Commonwealth. In the end, if you choose their ending, they do and don't get what they want. They are the strongest faction in the game, and the one with the most amount of power and influence, so they can potentially do the most good, rebuild, help, provide, and ensure protection of the people of the Commonwealth. But they are still very far away from this goal, from truly saving the Commonwealth. If one thing is for sure, however, it is that their main enemies, whoever they are, no longer stand in their way, and they are truly the top dogs of the Commonwealth, and can now do and lead it in whatever way they want. But what did it cost them? What did this victory truly cost them? Well, at the least, the destruction of one of 2 factions, and at the most, the destruction of 2 entire huge factions. If we go with the worst case scenario, humanity's best hope for survival has been completely wiped out. However, with the exception of many of the factions' incredibly talented scientists being spared by the Minutemen's goodwill, and need and want to protect innocent civilian life, which they deem the scientists to be. And as for the other faction, the Commonwealth's best chance of protection has been completely wiped out, along with many good, innocent people just doing what they thought was right. Not to mention, in this ending, the Minutemen do in fact kill children on board the Prydwen. In the best case scenario, humanity's best hope falls, but civilization, society, and peace can be spread throughout the Commonwealth. The Commonwealth can finally move forward, not having to worry about fear of being kidnapped by the Institute. Synths now can live more freely. However, the only place capable of storing, making, and producing synths is completely now destroyed, reduced to nothing more than a crater in the ground. Humanity's best hope for survival, best chance at thriving once more, is gone. But at the same time, the fear that came with it of kidnappings, murders, replacement, and synths being on the run, rejected from society, is also gone too. With the added exception that the Institute's brightest minds can make a start for themselves again. At worst, the Minutemen have conflicted irreversible damage to the world of the Commonwealth, destroying the world's greatest hope for survival and chance to truly redevelop, along with now the assurance that synths are bound to go extinct, as their home is completely gone, and now have no real way to reproduce or be fixed. The Brotherhood of Steel is now completely wiped out. The Prydwen lays a smouldering mess in the ground of the airport, so the Commonwealth's strongest protector is gone. With it, many good people, good soldiers, strong leaders are gone too, and who knows if the Commonwealth, without its brightest, strongest, and most powerful protector, will now be invaded by some kind of other, foreign, stronger faction that could completely wipe out the now depleted and weak Minutemen. At the best case scenario, they have stopped the Institute from hunting people, killing people, and doing many atrocious things that affect the Commonwealth in the most abhorrent ways. These synths are now free, a form of slavery gone, and they have managed to keep innocent scientists safe, alive, who now have a chance to start again. Most importantly, costed the Minutemen soldiers numbers, time, and resources. But now that their enemies are gone, they are truly the Commonwealth's strongest faction, even if it is just by a hair. The Minutemen can now willingly express what they want to do, even with the great costs that they did inflict on the Commonwealth. Maybe now, they will be able to finally preserve, protect, and help the people of the Commonwealth. But was it all worth it? In the worst case, 2 factions have been destroyed. 2 factions that could have provided a stable chance and hope for the people of the world are now gone. And the only faction that remains can barely manage to keep itself together, let alone rebuild or help the people of the Commonwealth. That being said, there is of course also the Railroad, who will now continue to help free synths. The people are still in a bad spot, and the Commonwealth is overall probably left off worse, so is it really worth it? Well, maybe. Maybe it is. Take a look at the best case scenario, the best outcome. The Minutemen did it, and they did it killing the least amount of people. The Railroad are free to help remaining synths of the Commonwealth try to make a better life for themselves, and to be accepted into a new society. All the members of the Brotherhood of Steel can now continue to protect the Commonwealth, stopping super mutants and offering a real shield from other larger factions who may want to invade Boston. The world is now free from fear of the Institute and their disgusting kidnappings. The Commonwealth can finally be reassured, knowing that the Minutemen will help them survive, rebuild, and even learn to thrive as a community and society. The Minutemen now can focus on other forces, such as the Gunners and Raiders, and slowly, in time, people can not just survive, but learn to live and thrive once again, just like before the bombs were dropped. All under the safeful watch of the Minutemen, without a doubt the most caring and compassionate faction out of the whole of Fallout 4. The world, for the first time ever, can look to rebuild, can look to become one once again, and overall can begin to improve in many ways that were not possible before. With the Minutemen's enemies gone, they can finally work on their own faction, building their forces up, all while the people of the Commonwealth slowly also become stronger, giving them clean water and safe food, and the protection, all while the people can develop and become stronger together under the united flag of the Minutemen in the Commonwealth. The Railroad are alive, thriving, and may even join forces with the Minutemen, as a lot of their ideologies mix very well together. The Minutemen want to protect the people, and the Railroad are now free to protect synths in every way they can. This could open up the possibility for a more free society, one where there is clean water, fresh food, a world that's looked after, and settlements that can now thrive and become huge civilizations. Factions like the Gunners, Raiders, and Super Mutants can be wiped out, and eventually the Brotherhood of Steel will most likely fizzle out and leave the Commonwealth, as their job will be complete and there'll be nothing more for them to do. Tensions between the Brotherhood of Steel, Minutemen, and Railroad will be low, as the Brotherhood's main goal of destroying the Institute has been fulfilled. Though there will be occasional tensions due to synths still being around, the Brotherhood of Steel likely will suppress them, due to the leader of the Minutemen being an actual Brotherhood of Steel member. So, was it all worth it? Well, maybe. Maybe, just maybe, it was really worth it. But how long can this really last? How long can this new peace last for the Minutemen and their new world that they have managed to create from what seems like endless war and killing? Well, if we take a look at the bad ending, then most likely not very long, as the Commonwealth will become more and more unstable. The Brotherhood of Steel have been wiped out, meaning it could be only a few days until they get reinforcements from the capital wasteland or another airship's worth of troops to come to the Commonwealth and take vengeance for their fallen brothers upon the Minutemen. Then, maybe the Commonwealth once again will be locked in a bloody and what seems like endless war of combat, which could end the Minutemen and the Railroad, completely destroying both factions, leaving the Commonwealth in a complete and utter array of destruction and chaos and no stability. Or maybe, after, once again, a long time of fighting, the Commonwealth being blown to pieces, perhaps even major cities and settlements like Diamond City and Goodneighbor falling, the Minutemen, through a guerrilla warfare campaign, beat and kill the Brotherhood of Steel. Maybe. Just maybe that is possible. But in the same sense, we are still back to what seems like square one. Whether the railroad is still here, we wouldn't even know. Most likely they would be wiped out, leaving the Minutemen's completely and utterly even more depleted forces than when they simply took down one of the two factions. This Minutemen could be vulnerable to tiny factions such as Gunners, Raiders, or even super mutants. Just like that, they could be wiped out. Maybe, just maybe, they rebuild for the second or third time, finally managing to get on their feet, but it will take years upon years before the Commonwealth has any real change from the destruction and chaos of the war. So maybe there truly is no way for this to last. Maybe they are just cursed for it to fall back into chaos once more. Unless, of course, this time we wind the clocks back and take a look at what would happen if the Minutemen spared the Brotherhood of Steel, Railroad, and only took down the Institute, humanity's best hope. In this ending, the Brotherhood of Steel are still alive, so there's no reason for the Minutemen to be vulnerable to a Brotherhood of Steel attack, let alone another faction attack from a large-scale faction such as the Enclave or Caesar's Legion. Not that they would be able to get to the Commonwealth, but no other large factions would be able to touch them while the Brotherhood of Steel protects the Commonwealth. Tensions would be low as so many factions could be working together to bring peace and stability. The Railroad would still be alive. Synths could be brought into society and accepted in this new world. Perhaps the Railroad and the Minutemen could even form some kind of coalition, working together in a world where synths are safe. The Railroad could rebuild into something more, perhaps like I said, a coalition with the Minutemen, slowly working together to rebuild the Commonwealth, one synth at a time. But that just leaves the Minutemen. The Minutemen who took down the Institute, a slightly vulnerable, except now infinitely more powerful Minutemen than they would have been had they also taken down the Brotherhood of Steel. The Minutemen could still be vulnerable, but now they would be left to rebuild their forces, rebuild the Commonwealth and protect the people, something that they can do and can actually last for a long time. The Minutemen have no enemies, other than the Gunners who they could now potentially wipe out. No people could really stop them. Nothing really stands in their way. So maybe, just maybe they can last for years to come, with slowly the Brotherhood of Steel fading out and the airship leaving Boston and the greater Commonwealth as the Brotherhood of Steel's main mission would be complete. The Minutemen would be left on their own alongside the Railroad to help synths, help restore clean water, energy, power, and give the people hope through incredible settlements. Or maybe once again the Minutemen will collapse from the inside. Betrayal, rupturing leadership, and corrupt power will shake the faction into its predecessor before it, a shell of a faction, broken down by its broken promises. Maybe the Minutemen will fall alongside it, the Railroad, causing the Commonwealth to erupt into ever-growing chaos. Or maybe, now that they have fallen once, they will unite even stronger, and the Commonwealth and its people will have a bright future for years and years to come. Thank you guys ever so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy, please do like and subscribe with the bell on so you can be notified when I upload. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you want to see next. I know it's a bit of a shorter one from the long form content, but I'm working on a review at the minute, so that's why this video is a little bit more condensed and a little bit more shortened down than the regular videos. I'm also sorry it's a little bit delayed. Fully my fault, so the next video should be out on time, if not a little bit sooner. So thank you guys so much for being patient and just waiting. I hope you've all had a fantastic time watching the video. Comment down below what you thought of the video and what you think of the Minutemen ruling the Commonwealth. Is it truly the right answer for Fallout 4? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys ever so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Stay safe guys, and peace.